so I don't forget.
I know, I always do that. I'll get halfway through or I'll say something really good. I'm like, darn it.
I know. Or at the very end and you're like, oh no, where's my recording? Oh my gosh. Yes. So this is Bree, everybody. Bree is a 2-star premier coach. For all the new coaches that are on or going to be on or listening, premier means that she ended last year as a 2-star with a certain amount of elite points. And as a newer coach, I wouldn't focus too much on the points right now. But it takes a lot of work to get there. So it's a really cool accomplishment for Bree to have that. And I watched her grow her team last year, and it was really fun to watch. So I'm excited for you, Bree. And because of that, she just got back from a leadership conference. So I'm excited to see what she has to say today, because at every leadership conference, we kind of learn new things. And she comes back as a diamond and shares with us what she's learned. So I'm even excited for this call along with you guys. And she's also expecting in June.
April.
In April. Oh yeah. Anita's June, right?
She's July.
Or July. Yes. Okay. Oh my gosh. April?
Yeah. I'm in my 3rd trimester.
Oh my gosh. Yes, it's so exciting.
Yeah,
oh, how cool. It's so soon. April. Yay, I'm writing that down. Awesome. And she's been able to keep her business going while being pregnant, which is huge. I know I have quite a few coaches that are pregnant right now too. So I know a lot of them wanted to get on just to see, like, oh, is she really alive and working while she's pregnant? So,
oh my gosh.
Bree's going to be talking about leading with your why. Sorry, this is my 3rd call today. Was it leading with your why and simplicity, which is huge. So
yeah, simplicity in the business is my favorite thing to talk about.
Yes, and I'm excited to hear about it. So take the stage, Bree, and take it away.
Well, thanks for having me chat on your call. We loved having you on our call, and I love
thank you.
kind of hangouts because we never really talk because we're all busy hustling and we're running our businesses.
So true.
The only time we get to chat.
So true.
So anyway, without further ado, yeah, I want to jump into it. I know everybody loves jumping into the beginning of the month to hit their Success Club goals and making a plan, so I don't want to take up tons of time just blabbering on. But I do want to help you focus your month on reconnecting with your why, which I'm sure Jill talks about a lot because she has an awesome why. I mean, she shares, her heart on her sleeve when she posts. And I think a big part of this business that gets lost and overwhelming, if you're a new coach or if you've been in this coach a long time, 2 years for me will be this month. So I've been in the business 24 months. And let me tell you, it kind of gets monotonous and you kind of start going, okay, what's next? Like, what am I missing? Why is it not working? And from day one, when I signed up, I've done nothing different. Yes, I've grown a team, and yes, I've signed up, my numbers have grown and I've flexed for my rank. But this business, what I tell my team all the time, revolves around my why of when I started, and the things I did when I started are the exact same behaviors. And so I went from starting this business, working a full-time job and having a 1-year-old at home. I suffered with postpartum depression. I suffered with kind of knowing my why. I didn't know what it was because I had gone back to work thinking that's what I needed. I was home with my little girl and I was kind of like, maybe going back to work, maybe I need to be around humans and people and I won't be depressed. Maybe it's because I'm a stay-at-home mom. And so I went back to work and I was even more depressed because then I was leaving my daughter. So I'm like, what am I missing? So connecting with the reason behind coaching more than, a paycheck would be nice, or I want to make $1 million, really connecting with your why and your why behind your why. So that sounds really confusing, but sometimes when I write down my goals for the month, whether it's make $500 or, Success Club 50, I have to connect to a reason behind that. So whether it's, hey, I'd really like to pay X bills, my car payment, and help with the mortgage this month. My daughter goes to school. I'd love to see, you know, that check come out of our bank account from what I made from Beachbody. My Success Club number that I set each month for myself is not a point system. It's based off lives that I want to focus on helping. And so when I connect my Success Club goal with the number of lives I want to change, it makes it real. I write down on a piece of paper every month. I encourage my team every month, write down on a piece of paper the number of lives you want to change and focus on that, and the points will come. So since day one as a coach, I've always pushed for Success Club 10. I thrive on competition. And so when I saw that that was the bigger goal to hit, like, okay, so it's 5 or 10, I'm like, well, heck, I want to do 10. Like, who wants 5? I don't want that. So not that you have to be that way, but whatever your goal is, write it down, visualize it, and set the bar high for yourself. Because if you set it high, you're going to hit, whether you hit that bar or you hit right below it, you're going to achieve way more than not setting a bar. So when I started out, Success Club 10 was my base. And I write down, I do this. I've been, 2 years I do this now, and I have a notebook. I'm very simple, pen and paper girl. Jill has these awesome files for you guys and trainings and, tips on how to use your planners online and your computer system. I have my notebook. That's how I work. But whatever works for you, write down 1 through whatever your goal of people you want to change their life, people you want in a challenge group on, whatever your date is that, you set, say February 15th as my start date of my challenge group. And I want 10 people in that group, right? So you're going to write 1 through 10, and you're going to have blank lines. But as you create conversations and you sign people up and you get them going, think about those lines getting filled up and how good you're going to feel at the end of the month when you have those 10 names down and you connect your Success Club goal to those names. And you say, it wasn't 2 points, it was Lisa, and she lost 10 pounds, right? So that helps me connect every day with why I send out invites. I'm sure you guys hear all the time in the National Wake Up Call and guest speakers from Joe. Hit Success Club, that's your base. Hit Success Club, that's your base. Do the 3 vital behaviors. And every time you hear that, you probably roll your eyes and go, yeah, I've seen the videos. I understand that. But connecting to why that's so important is huge, because once when that clicks, and my 3rd month in, I was kind of like, oh, my coach was so right. I've done nothing but have conversations. 90% of my business for the first year was conversing with women like me who had goals like me, who struggled like me. And I spent, if I had an hour in my day to work my business, guess what? 55 of those minutes were spent doing, talking to people, creating new conversations, creating relationships. It wasn't creating banners. It wasn't creating fabulous posts, because trust me, my first year, I tell my team all the time, I would post my avocado on a dirty work table. Like, I had a dirty, gross lunchroom that I would sit in at work, and I would have my avocado and I would snap a picture. I didn't even filter it. Like, I don't even know what I was thinking. But my first year was about sharing the reality of a mom busting her butt for a bigger purpose. And so connecting to that why every day, it didn't matter that I knew about word swag and photo apps and how to make a cool video or how to edit something out that I didn't like or to remove a pimple on my face. It was about more than that. And it was really getting the message out there that you don't have to have a beautiful plate laid out for lunch. You can post your avocado. It's about your workout where, oh my gosh, like the top coaches, they always have these cute workout outfits put together and they look like they have makeup done and photoshopped. I don't understand. Like, why do I not look like that when I do my thing? And I'm like, why do I look like that? Nobody's going to be inspired by that, but they are, because it's real and people can connect with that. And as you grow, people start to follow your journey and know where you came from and can see that growth. So that's super important to share where you're at. I tried to fake it a little bit. And what I found was I was hit with a wall of like, that's not realistic, And so I know we all follow, fitness people on Instagram, or you search Pinterest and you're like, God, if I could just look like that. Or if I just had that sports bra, this video would look 10 times better. But you got to forget about all that, because somebody on your newsfeed is going to see your post of you working out. So regardless of it being cute, regardless of it being photoshopped, or edited. You have to connect with the why of posting it, more than what it looks like, more than, you know, what other people post. I started unfollowing coaches that I found inspiring because it was overwhelming. I felt like I didn't have enough to offer, that these coaches had these glamorous posts. They were like paragraphs long of insight, of like wisdom. I'm like, what am I reading here? Like, this is like way beyond. I thought I was a good writer. I did good in English class, but this is beyond comprehensible of how I make these posts each day. I've got an hour to work my business. It takes me an hour to write one of those posts. I have no idea. So getting yourself out there, being sure and honest, and sharing where you're at, and always spinning it positively, because I have my days. Trust me, being pregnant, Jill said that some of you guys are pregnant. I have my days where I mean, I can't really work out right now. I'm like exhausted. And so I don't post that I work out. I don't. And a lot of girls, I've gotten some mean messages lately. I've had some like haterade going on, and my team backs me up. But I'm like, you know, I get a message in my inbox and it says, you know, how are you teaching health and fitness and weight loss if you're getting fat? And then I'm getting told that I'm skinny. And you have to remember that it's your journey, and you're not trying to coach to be perfect. You're coaching because it's inspiring that it can be done no matter what's going on in your life. And so the people that connect to you connect to that and that alone. So that first portion that I just was talking about, it's connecting the why behind the why, and your belief behind that why. So when you're posting and when you're talking to people about this, and they say, you know, when you're presenting the coaching opportunity, that can be really scary in the beginning, because you're like, oh, I have no idea, when people ask questions and you feel like you don't really know how to explain it. But you don't have to, because you don't have to have the answers to any of it. You don't know how to run a challenge group? That's fine. Join with another coach, or get a file and copy paste. You don't know how to post on your social media? That's fine. Do you know how to take a picture with your phone? Do you know how to click post? Cool. Do you know how to have a conversation with somebody? If you were to call your friend tomorrow and say, hey, I started this, you know, the Shakeology stuff, I love it. That's all you have to do in every single conversation, is say, hey, I started this, I love it. And they don't have to love it. It's not your purpose to get somebody to love it. You just have to share that you love it, and there will be other people that want to try it. So remember, when you're going through your inbox and you get, you know, the no's, all the no's, that you don't have to make them do anything, and you're not here to sell them anything, and you're not here to send 5 invites out tonight to make them purchase tomorrow. You're here to put the invite out there to people so they can start following you, and they can start seeing what you're doing, so that in 3 months they want to join you. So you don't have to sell them something tomorrow, but you can create that conversation of trust and character, showing that you're going to show up regardless of what they choose to do with their life. And that is believable. It's powerful. And I have found the hugest impact in just doing that daily. Sharing where I'm at. Like I said, I'm not working out. I'm pregnant and I'm really tired. And my workout is my 3-year-old, the new puppy we have, walking to the kitchen, cooking meals, driving here and there, running my business, cleaning. That's my workout. You know, like, I don't try to sugarcoat it and say that I'm working out every day, or post fake videos of, hey, I'm doing fabulous. But I do say, hey, I'm real. Here's the bump. I'm a hot mess today, but I'm going to push through, and I'm going to be positive. So there's where the spin comes, is that I'm not negative about it. I don't go on Facebook and say, yeah, I know you're expecting workout video, blah, 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 or just don't post. I post what I can, and I put a positive spin on it, because it does nobody any good if I'm negative. We all scroll Facebook and see like the awful posts, like just awful videos of animals and kids and whatever junk is going on out there. And you need to be that post when people are scrolling that you're like, oh my gosh, that's so refreshing. You want to be that post to somebody, right? You want to be that eye-catching advertisement where it's like somebody else is doing something about the negativity. Somebody else is not caring about the BS that's going on social media, and they're just doing them, and they're being real, and they're being fun, and they're living like, I know that chick, she has kids, or I know that chick, she works blah 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 at Nordstrom, you know, whatever it is, and she's doing it. And look, she's smiling. Like, why is she smiling on a Monday? She has to go to work. Like, what is that all about? Like, people would wonder why this chick is so happy. And I honestly tricked myself into being happy. I was not happy in the beginning of coaching. Like 6 months in, I'm like, this is a lot of work. Like, I have to do a lot of work for not very much gain. Like, what is going on? But I smiled genuinely because I was starting to get something out of it. And I would start to get those messages saying, thank you so much for your post, or thank you so much for reaching out to me. Like, I can't join your challenge group, I'm broke, and my kid's this, and blah, blah, blah. And I would say, hey, that's all right. It's not about buying something from me. I just wanted to reach out to you because I saw you post about this. And I wanted to reach out to you and motivate you and say, hey, we've all been there. That's what this business is about. Okay. Going to leadership, they focus mainly on why we coach. And if you take anything from this call, I hope it's that you know we don't coach to spam people or sell to people, because if you are out there to sell to build your business, you will not succeed. I found a point in my business where I was just mad Success Club points. Like, that's, oh yeah, if I get all the Success Club points and I hit those huge numbers, that's where success is going to come. My commission check is going to be huge and I've made it, right? So this time last year, I think it was February, I hit Success Club 62 or something. I was like, sweet, I've made it. People are coming to me. I know what I'm doing. And guess what I didn't do that month? I didn't connect with any new person. I didn't send a single invite. I ran a horrible challenge group because I was like, oh, perfect. People are coming. It doesn't matter. They're buying their challenge packs. Great. I'm inspiring. And then March rolled around and I went, oh, whoops. Like, I invested in nobody, so nobody's going to invest in me now, because that well has dried up. People were excited. It was the new year, and now nothing. So when you focus on helping each person each day, and don't lose focus. If you're at Success Club 2, don't stop and be like, oh, I've got the whole month. Now I'm going to focus on this. Focus each day on new conversations, because the work you do today will directly impact your business in 3 months and in 6 months. All that hard work that you put in. So I invited, March, I was like, man, I got to get down and dirty with some invites and really create some momentum in my business again. Spring is crucial. People are ready. They want to. They've been through the holidays. They're back to work. They want to do this. And I hadn't put the seeds out there. I hadn't planted anything through the holidays. When it was slow, I was like, it's getting easy. I got this. But I wasn't planting any seeds, and I wasn't being very helpful. I was just kind of like reeling in the fish I had already caught. You know, it was like the surface level. I've already had a conversation and somebody that's decided to do it. So you have to plant the seeds each and every day. If you've been in the business a month, let me tell you, you haven't even gotten started yet. You hit month 4 and you've been doing the vital behaviors and you've been invited each day and you've added to your network each day. Let me tell you, when you hit month 6, then you've arrived. If you've been doing those things, regardless of your rank at 6 months, because let me tell you, it took me 11 months to get to diamond. So I am not one of those like miracle stories, like 60 days in diamond and it was easy. I swear every month I would message my coach going, I'm doing something wrong, because I am talking to people till I'm blue in the face. I have like 30 coaches under me. I had 30 coaches. I'm like, what am I not doing? And it was because I was not connected with a strong enough why of where I was going as a leader. I was completely skipping personal development. So there were so many missing pieces, and it was the simple daily behaviors that all the top coaches talk about, that Carl Deichler talks about, that all these coaches would post and talk about their books and their reading. And I was like, I don't have any time for that. And then miraculously, I started reading, and I started shutting down my computer to do my 15 pages or my 30 minutes of reading. And I was like, oh my gosh, those glamorous, crazy, long 5-paragraph posts, that's where they get it. I'm super inspired and I want to share what I just learned. And there it is. I'll be typing and I'm like, I need to shorten this. Like, nobody's going to read a novel. Brie, like, shorten it down. And I never thought that would happen. So connecting with my journey, somebody needs to see growth from that, right? In 2 years, they don't want to see the person that I was 2 years ago. And I don't want to be that person. So growing each day and making that step and choosing as a coach that it is your job to grow personally. It is your job to work on your goals and yourself for others' well-being, because you can't be a coach to somebody and tell them to be motivated and tell them to stick with it if you yourself cannot do those things. So when Jill says, hey, with a check-in for your team, who's done the 3 vital behaviors? And you're like, yeah, Jill, I'll get to it. I was busy making a video and I was editing my thing and I was making a banner. I'll do the invites tomorrow. And then a week has gone by and you're like, oh, it's February 7th. I haven't sent any invites and my inbox is quiet. You wonder why. It's because you haven't planted any seeds, you haven't worked on yourself, and you haven't done any business building activities to make your business grow or go anywhere. You're going to sit at a standstill because you're not growing. So anyway, that was kind of the gist of what I wanted to share. We talk about big goals and big dreams. And I have big dreams. You know, I'd love to be in the Millionaires Club. I'd love to be this and that in the business, but really connecting with the small little reasons why you coach is going to get you through, because Millionaires Club is going to happen to those that are in this business. That's a time thing. And top coach might happen, top 10. But if you look at that, there's not a big connect there for you right now, because it's so far removed from where you're at as a coach and your team and your mindset and as a leader that you have to do a lot of growing before that can be a goal. So make your goals tangible so that at the end of this month, say for February, when you write down your month goals, make them tangible so that at the end of the month you can go, wow, I did that. So my goals for this year, I sat down and I said, it needs to be more than I want to be an elite coach. Why do I want to be an elite coach? Because I want to help X amount of coaches achieve their goals. I want to help 20 people a month achieve their fitness and health goals or start on their fitness and health goals. And then I went beyond that and said, if I'm going to achieve elite, what can I do to make sure that I'm growing and preparing to be an elite coach? Because being an elite coach means you have a lot of people under you looking to you. There's a lot of spotlights on you. There's a lot of stuff going on and moving parts. So how can I make sure that I'm ready for that? Because it took me 11 months to be ready for Diamond. And Diamond's not that scary, guys. Like, that's, you know, you're just shooting off and starting at Diamond. You're like pedaling. You know, you hit Diamond, it's like, okay, pedal faster. So to be an elite coach, that's like 5-star, and you've got these moving parts and people under you that you don't even know are on your team. So anyway, so a goal of mine was I need to read 2 personal development books a month. I need to make it happen, because if I don't make it a goal, I won't read, and I'll get 6 months in and we'll be halfway through the year and I'll go, oh, I did read that one book back in January when I was pepped up, like a New Year's resolution. We all have those people in our inbox ready, like fired up, and then they kind of like don't talk to you and you're like in June, like, hey, remember that goal you had to fit into a swimsuit for your March vacation? Yeah, okay. You gotta write it down. So I read 2 personal development books a month, and I knew even that wasn't enough. So I created a group, 365 days of personal development, and I invited my friends to join me, because now they're all looking at me going, Bree, what's the next book? It's halfway through the month. What are we reading next? I'm like, oh, I still have 2 chapters in my first book. Better get caught up. And I'm at the end of the month and I'm going, okay, it's February 1st and I have a chapter left in my second book. And I'm like, that's great. Awesome. I hit, you know, my first 2 books, and I'm going to read 24 books this year. So anyway, breaking down those goals, that doesn't have to be your goal, but I share that example and I share my goals and why I make them so personalized to me, because I know that's what I need. So that might not be what you need. I listen to a lot of audibles because my focus, attention, like I might be reading a book, but I'll also download it, because if I can listen, I'm a very like goal-oriented person. So I'm like, whew, I got through 5 chapters, but I might need to reread that because I'm like a speed reader, like just get it done. So then I might go back and reread it or listen to it. You need some? So evaluate your goals, set your big year goals, break them down to half a year, break them down to a month, and then break them down to a week. And then each day, look at and say, what do I need to accomplish today so that I can check everything off on my list for the week? And then at the end of the month, I can say, I did it. We're good. Move on. And feel good about it. Because I feel good. I'm like inviting or adding to my network. It sounds so silly to add 2 to 3 people. You're like, oh, I'll add 7 tomorrow. What if those people don't accept your friend request?
Right.
What if tomorrow something happens and you're like, shoot, I have no work time? So just do it. Before you go to bed, there's times, Aaron and I will be laying in bed and I'm like on my phone, over here in the corner. I'm like, honey, I didn't add 3 to 5 to my network. I'm just going to find 3 people to friend request. It's not that hard. It's not a big deal. It takes 5 minutes. But that small thing that you put off, that you say, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow, you could do that over and over, and then you realize a month's gone by and you've only added 10 people. Whereas if you were adding 2 to 3 people, you would add 50 people a day, a month. So that's a lot, that's a huge drastic change in who's seeing your post and who's following you. So that's all I had, but connecting with your why, setting a plan, and keeping it simple.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. I have literally 3 full pages of notes and I'm like excited. It's just so nice to hear it in somebody else's words, because I feel like my team, and I'm sure you feel the same way, they probably hear me say the same things over and over.
Right.
So to hear it in somebody else's words and analogies, it's like, oh yeah, and it connects with people a lot more. Yeah. So I am really excited. Another thing that I heard, I can't remember where, when talking about why, and you touched on this too. So, but somebody told me, when you're thinking about your why, ask yourself why, and then ask yourself why 5 more times. Mm-hmm. I want to make more money. Why? Because it will help my family. Why? Oh, sorry. Did I just go away?
No.
Okay, good. Because my screen just went, okay, there we go. If I help my family, how will that feel? Why? And when I did that, when I looked at all of my goals and my whys and asked myself why that many times, it was amazing, like what you really got down to. It was like, holy cow. So that's really, I love this. I love this training. Thank you so much. Does anybody, while we're here, we have about 9 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions? I muted you all just because there was some background noise. So unmute yourself if you have any questions and go ahead. Come on, guys. If not, that's okay too, I guess. I know Erin is expecting.
Congrats.
And
myself.
Oh, sorry. We did it at the same time.
I'm the one that's due in June. The one that Jill keeps.
Okay. See, I'm getting all my pregnant friends confused.
I was like, I know somebody's due in June.
But I feel your pain on the no energy to work out.
Yeah. It's like struggle bus every day. I'm like,
yeah.
Today's going to be the day that I'm going to put in my DVD. And then I sit on my couch to work. I'm like, maybe tomorrow's going to be that day. I swear, one of these days before I have this kid, I will work out.
Well, I try to do it in the mornings, but it's like I stay up late doing homework, and then it's like, oh, no, I'm not working out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Erin works full-time and is studying for her master's.
Oh, goodness. You need to check out Alora Carrier.
Mm-hmm.
Do you follow her from our team? She started coaching. She has 2 little boys, married, was working on her bachelor, and coaching full-time. So.
And her husband works out of town a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, her husband travels for work. So she's pretty much, I don't think either of her boys are in school. So she was going to coaching, 2 boys. Yeah. Like.
Yeah.
Talk about, lots going on.
Yeah.
Well, and then we have Katie, and I don't know if anybody else on our team knows this, and I asked her if it was okay if I shared, but Katie is pregnant with triplets. She just found out. I know, I'm so excited. So that's you're newly pregnant, right, Katie? Yes, with triplets, and they have one little one already. So you're gonna be busy, and I'm so excited to watch. Sorry.
Just turned 2, and she just had her 3rd baby. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm glad other people have the twins and triplets. I just want one at a time. Thank you.
Yes.
That was my biggest fear. My mom's a twin. So when I went in and there was only one baby in the ultrasound, I'm like, yep, I think we're good with 2 kids.
Totally. Oh, that's so funny.
We have twins on both sides, so we've been lucky. Like, my sister wants the twins. I'm like, you can have them. You can take that gene.
Yes.
I wouldn't have minded them first. I wouldn't know the difference, but I didn't want them the second time.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Katie.
Sorry, we're all over here going, we're glad it's you.
My husband's a triplet, and I have triplet. My husband started out as a triplet, then one passed, so then now he has just him and his twin. Then my sisters, I have twin sisters, and then my mom has twin brother and sisters, so it's kind of inevitable.
That's nuts.
You're like,
I just remember when I saw your post, I was like, is that a joke? Like, I saw the 3, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Just couldn't believe it. That's crazy.
I'm blessed to be having one, I will just say.
Cool. Well, thank you, everybody, for getting on. I'm so proud of all of you guys. We started out January, and this year very, very strong. And I think this year is going to be a very exciting and adventurous year for us. So if anybody ever has any questions, you know where to find me. And our next team call is next Wednesday. I will be speaking on Annie's call, and I'll post that link. So, okay. Thank you again, Bree. I really, really appreciate it, especially being late and being pregnant. I know you're tired, so I really appreciate it.
It's not late. It's an hour earlier here, so we're good.
I know, yeah. But still, 8 o'clock can be late. All right. Have a good night, and I'll post the recording for everybody. And do you want me to send it to you, Bree, too?
Yeah, do you put them on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'll find it there.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.